Have you ever wondered how the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, were preserved with such incredible accuracy for over 1,000 years? It's a story of immense dedication, scholarly rigor, and a journey that spanned thousands of miles. At the heart of this epic tale is one man, Imam Muhammad ibn Ismail al-Bukhari. His life's work wasn't just a collection. It was a sacred mission to safeguard the teachings of Islam for all future generations. Today we're going to travel back in time to follow the footsteps of this giant of Islamic scholarship. Born in the city of Bukhara, in what is now modern-day Uzbekistan, young Muhammad ibn Ismail showed extraordinary promise from a very early age. Legends say he had a phenomenal memory, memorizing thousands of narrations as a child, but memory alone wasn't enough for him. His heart was set on a much greater goal: to sift through the vast ocean of narrations and compile a book containing only the most authentic sayings or Hadith of the Prophet. This wasn't just an academic exercise. It was an act of profound devotion. He knew that the Hadith were the key to understanding the Quran and living a life that pleased God. At the tender age of 16, Imam Bukhari embarked on a journey that would define his life and shape the future of Islamic knowledge. He traveled with his mother and brother to the holy city of Mecca for the Hajj pilgrimage. While his family returned home, Bukhari stayed behind. He had found his calling. The Arabian Peninsula was the heartland of Islamic learning, home to the students of the Prophet's companions. This was where his quest for authentic knowledge would truly begin. He spent years in Mecca and Medina, the city of the Prophet, learning from the greatest scholars of his time. He wasn't just listening, he was scrutinizing, questioning, and meticulously documenting every piece of information. Imagine a world without planes, trains, or cars. Imam Bukhari's quest took him across the vast landscapes of the medieval Islamic world. He traveled to Egypt, Syria, and all over Iraq, visiting major centers of learning like Baghdad, Kufa, and Basra. These were not easy journeys. They were fraught with danger, from bandits and harsh weather to illness and political instability. Yet, his resolve never wavered. His purpose was pure: to meet the narrators of Hadith face to face, to learn from them directly, and to assess their character and reliability. He understood that the authenticity of a Hadith depended entirely on the integrity of the people who transmitted it. This chain of narrators, known as the Isnad, was his primary focus. So, what made Imam Bukhari's method so special? This was his revolutionary approach to authenticity. He established a set of conditions so strict that they became the gold standard for Hadith criticism. For a Hadith to be included in his collection, it wasn't enough for the chain of narrators to be unbroken. He insisted that there must be concrete proof that each narrator in the chain had actually met the person they were narrating from. This was a groundbreaking criterion. He would investigate the lives of thousands of narrators, studying their biographies, their character, their memory, and even their political and theological leanings. He created an entire science around evaluating the people in the chain, a field known as ilm ar-rajal, the science of men. This process was painstaking. It's reported that Imam Bukhari examined over 600,000 narrations during his travels. Think about that number for a moment. 600,000. From this vast sea of information, he selected only around 7,500 narrations for his masterpiece, Sahih al-Bukhari. That's just over 1%. This incredible level of scrutiny shows his unwavering commitment to authenticity. He wasn't just collecting. He was filtering, purifying, and preserving. Each hadith that made it into his book was like a polished gem, carefully extracted and verified. But his devotion went even deeper. It is famously said that before Imam Bukhari would write down a single hadith in his collection, he would perform ritual ablution, or wudu, and then pray to units of prayer, asking for divine guidance. This wasn't just an academic project. It was a deeply spiritual act of worship. He poured his soul into this work, understanding the immense responsibility he carried. He was building a fortress to protect the Sunnah, the path of the Prophet, from corruption and innovation. His life became a testament to the idea that seeking sacred knowledge is one of the highest forms of worship. After 16 years of relentless travel and research, Imam Bukhari completed his monumental work, Sahih al-Bukhari. The title itself, The abridged collection of authentic hadith with connected chains regarding matters pertaining to the Prophet, his practices, and his times speaks to its comprehensive nature. He didn't just collect sayings. He organized them brilliantly by topic, creating chapters on everything from prayer and charity to trade, marriage, and governance. This made the book an incredibly practical guide for Muslims. It wasn't just a reference for scholars, it was a manual for life, a direct window into the teachings and example of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. When he presented his work to the leading scholars of his era, like Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, they unanimously recognized its superiority. They were in awe of his meticulous methodology and the sheer integrity of his collection. Sahih al-Bukhari quickly became recognized as the most authentic book after the Quran. For over a millennium, it has been a primary source of Islamic law, ethics, and guidance. The journey that started with a young boy in Bukhara had culminated in a gift to the entire Muslim world. A legacy of knowledge that continues to illuminate hearts and minds to this day. The life of Imam Bukhari is more than just a historical account. It's a powerful lesson in devotion, perseverance, and intellectual honesty. He dedicated his entire existence to a single noble cause. He sacrificed comfort, faced incredible hardship, and devoted every ounce of his energy to preserving the truth. His journey reminds us that true knowledge requires effort and sincerity. It teaches us the importance of critically examining our sources and striving for authenticity in all aspects of our lives, especially in our faith. Imam Bukhari's story is the story of a love for the Prophet, a passion for truth, and a journey that secured a timeless treasure for all of humanity. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey through history. If you found this story inspiring, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content that explores the rich heritage of Islamic knowledge. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Till next time, stay curious and keep learning.